What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Garrett Hahn and I am so excited for today's video. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time to talk about the Morphe and Jeffree Star collaboration part 2. When I saw his video on his channel announcing this new collection, y'all, I said, I need this on my face. I need this on my eyes. It's a must. So when this arrived on my doorstep like literally an hour ago or something like that, I was like, I need to film a review for you guys because I already know that you're probably going to ask for it. And I have BeautyCon in like an hour or so. So I wanted to sit down and get ready for that and just play around with some new makeup. So that is what we are going to do today. I'm going to be doing a full-on in-depth review on this palette, the brushes, the setting spray, and just everything that comes in this collection. I'm going to challenge myself to play around with as many shadows from this palette as humanly possible without creating a look that just doesn't make any sense. We're gonna see if I can achieve that or not. But I really just want to dive into this collection, give you guys the tea, the honest tea, and nothing but the tea, because that's what you guys deserve, especially when you're going to spend your money on a new makeup item. I mean, I'm a consumer just like you guys, and if I spend my money on a product that I don't like or is not up to par with my standards, I get sad, very sad, very sad. If this is your first time seeing my face, hello and welcome. Thank you guys so much for spending some time out of your day to hang out with me, talk about makeup, and just dive into this collection together. If you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, feel free to click that subscribe button down below to become a member of this little growing fam that we have over here on YouTube. I would love to have you guys. And without further ado, I want to keep this intro short, sweet, and to the point because Mama is getting ready for BeautyCon and I'm already kind of a little bit late. I'm here to do a review for you and I'm here even if I am late. So if you guys want to know what my thoughts are on the new Morphe and Jeffree Star collaboration part 2, then obviously keep on watching and let's get sickening. First and foremost, this is what you get in the PR box. I am shook, gagged, and deceased on the promo picture. I have to like slouch down here because Mama is tall. So I'm actually gonna do this in parts because it just won't happen with the whole box. So as you guys can see here, when you open up the box, this is kind of like the campaign shot that Morphe and Jeffree did together. I think it's kind of a really cool concept. It almost reminds me of the Power of Makeup challenge that was kind of going around like a couple years ago or something like that. And then as you make your way down through the box, you are going to get the 3 items that are part of this collection. So we have the new Set and Refresh Mist, and this is in the scent Starberry. So to my understanding, this is a little bit different than the classic Morphe setting spray. It's a little bit more hydrating, I believe, and obviously it has a scent. And then we have down here, we have the 10 Stunning Superstars. So this is a 10-piece brush set. As you guys know, I love Morphe brushes. I am expecting nothing but the best from this set. When I first started doing makeup, those are the brushes that I use. So I've been using them for years and years and years. I love them. I still have so many brushes that I bought for my first purchase from Morphe. So this is going to be a really nice collection and add-on to my current collection. So anyways, that little story time. And then we have what I am most excited about, the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. So we're obviously gonna open this up in a second, but I believe you get 30 shadows in here and it retails for like $35. And then when you add a discount code on top of that, it's $31. Also, if you guys don't know, I am a Morphe affiliate. So if you guys want to use code Garrett at checkout for 10% off, feel free to do that. No pressure by any means, just so you guys know I do get a small commission. That being said, going into this video, that's not going to sway my opinion on anything in this collection, just so you guys know. We are going to break down each product individually, or a set, or whatever you want to call it, since this isn't like one product. But anyways, we are going to be breaking down each thing individually. As I'm breaking down these products, what we are going to do is I will show you guys the original price, and then I'm also going to show you a discounted price if you do add a code to checkout. If you guys want to save a little bit of money, that way you guys know what price it's going to be when it's all said and done. We have a 30 pan artistry palette, which retails for $35. And then we have the Starberry Set and Refresh Mist. This retails for $18. And then we have a 10-piece eye brush collection with a travel bag, which retails for $42. And I believe that these are also going to be sold as individuals. So y'all, this is what I am most excited about. So we're gonna dive into it first. The artistry palette. So when you open it up, it is going to come secure in a bubble wrap kind of envelope, prevent eyeshadows from breaking when it is in transit. So when you, oh, bitch, you cannot tell me that this is not gorgeous. These are all the shadows in the palette. You guys, this palette is so stunning. I'm just like, I cannot wait to create something with this palette. Right here, we are going to dive into the brush set. So in here you get 10 brushes. So I'm only going to be using these brushes in today's video, except for maybe one, because I do kind of want to do a cut crease vibe today, and I'm not really honestly seeing a brush in here that could do a cut crease. So in here, that was a bad idea. So this is the brush lineup right here. I really like how they did a little bit more of a simpler approach to the design on these brushes. Don't get me wrong, I thought the last one was absolutely stunning, but I do honestly love a just simple and sleek vibe when it comes to packaging. I like how they have both. They kind of have a more like extra version, and then they have just kind of more of like a toned down, simple, but still remaining true to obviously who Jeffree is as a human. Love that. The only brush that I am noticing a little kind of like funky things happening with is the JS5 brush, and this one right here, honestly, it's probably just how it was sitting in here when it was shipped, but it is kind of like going this direction a little bit. And then the bristles of the brush are kind of like fraying this way. Is fraying the right word? I don't know. But the hairs on the brush are almost wanting to like poke this direction, and it's kind of like swooping off like Jimmy Neutron's hair this way. I feel like this can be easily fixed with a good old-fashioned brush cleaning, and then it just like position the hairs kind of like upwards, just like how you want them to dry. 7 of these brushes are going to be synthetic and 3 of them are not. What I'm gonna do for this video, I really want it to be a good review for you guys. I don't want it to be like a first impressions vibe by any means. So I'm going to do one eye off of camera. That way I can formulate my own opinions on how each shadow that I choose to use performs, because I feel like that is going to be the best way for me personally to do it. That way, as I'm walking you guys through how I'm doing this eye, I can really let you guys know how each shadow performs. So real fast, I am going to do this eye off camera, and then when we are back, we are going to dive in to all the shadows in this palette and the ones that I used, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I created the look that I am going to do today. Okay, so I'm really excited about this because it's gonna be almost like a little tutorial. A lot of you guys have been wanting to see me do kind of makeup tutorials and not as many reviews, so we're doing 2 in 1 today. I'm really excited about that. So to prep my eye today, I am going to be using the P. Louise Base Pro, and this is just in their classic shade number 2, the Rumor. Put this on my eye. Whoa, okay, I did a little bit too much there. I'm gonna buff this into my eye real quick. I like to use kind of more of like a domed packer brush, I guess is what you would call this, and then evenly distribute it around my entire eyelid. I am going to dip into the shade Mogul, which is this gorgeous dark purple shade on the JS13 brush. I'm gonna start packing it on the inner third of my eye because I'm going to go purple, pink, orange. So I want to save kind of more of the middle space for the pink shadow. And honestly, you guys, don't be afraid to pack shadows on there because you can easily clean it up with a full coverage foundation powder. That's what I like to do. So if I get a little bit crazy, I'll go in with like the Makeup Forever. This is the Matte Velvet Skin. I took the JS6 brush and then I just like blended out my mistakes. So don't be afraid to start out dark because it is fixable regardless of what anyone tells you. To kind of keep the shadows in the family, what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to wipe off this brush, but I'm going to keep Mogul on. Using the same brush, I'm going to dip into the shade Self-Made, which is this gorgeous hot pink color, and then pack that on the middle portion of your eye like so. And as you guys can see, like working on this wet base, you get like color. The pigmentation on these shadows is so beautiful and they blend out so nice. Now that this is packed on to the middle, I'm going to be going in with the shade Wand Noise. And then I'm going to pack that on the remaining portion of my eye, like the outer part, I guess you would call it. Now that we are looking like Boo Boo the Clown, oh my Jesus. Kind of start blending out all of the shadows, I'm going to go in with the shade Pink Fleet right here. Taking it like, honestly, you guys, like super lightly because these shadows are crazy pigmented. I am going to start buffing the corners right here just to kind of get a nice gradient of that purple. And as you guys can see, oh my Jesus, these shadows blend out. Oof, so good, so good. And use like, just kind of circular motions and just start to kind of like, I don't know, blend that out. You feel me? Now that we have that, I'm going to be taking my JS6 brush and we are going to be going into the shade Back. Pick that up. This one, since it's not as like crazy pigmented, I do kind of like stick my brush in there quite a bit. Dust off the excess, blend out the pink shadow right here. And this is just really going to help soften things up, obviously, because we did lay down a lot of color, as you guys can see. That is just going to smoke out everything, give you that nice gradient that we want. And you guys, these shadows, I'm not surprised because Morphe produces like kick-ass shadows. So you get your money, and for $31 with the coupon code, you guys, for $31, you are getting this palette, you guys, is so gorgeous so far. Once we have that nice and buffed out, I am going to be going in with the shade Honest Truth right here. Picking that up on that same JS6 brush. We are going to finish up the blending on the lid and just kind of lightly diffuse the edge of the orange. I am going to move on to the lower lash line. So as you guys can see, we're kind of going for more of a green vibe on the bottom. So what I did is I took the JS9 brush right here, and then I dipped into the I dipped into the color Wave and Bake. I want the most pigment to be with the shade Nate. So this is gonna be that nice transition color between the two. Now I'm going to use the JS10 brush, and we are going to go in with the shade Nate. You guys, I think that's so cute how he incorporated his boyfriend into this palette. So we are gonna take that shade and put that on the waterline. So with this brush, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of like pack it on the waterline, because since we already set the under eye, obviously I didn't use a wet base for that. I really want as much pigment to shine through as possible. So I find for this step particularly, I like to pack the shadow. And you guys, I don't normally do green shadows, but for this, I'm going to use the JS7 brush, and this is more of like an angled brush that I normally would use a brush like this for my eyebrows, but for today I am going to be using this to kind of open up the waterline a little bit. So taking the shade Nate, I am going to start just getting more of like a clean, crisp line to kind of like open up my eye a little bit more. So as you guys can see, this brush is like amazing for kind of opening up the waterline and just creating more space for the eye, because for this eye look specifically, I want my eyes to be a little bit more bigger, or to appear that way. I went ahead and I cut my crease off camera just to save a little bit of time, but I am going to use this same brush for all of the shimmer shadows that I'm going to be putting on my lid today. This is the JS11, which is a gorgeous packing brush. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with today is Dog Mom, and this is kind of more of like a pale orange color. It almost reminds me of like an orange dreamsicle color, kind of like, you know, those popsicles. Oh my god, those are my favorite back in the day. Packing that on the middle portion of my eye. I feel like personally that these shadows apply a little bit better with the finger on this eye, as I went ahead and I just like laid down all of the colors first with the brush, and then I went over top of them with my finger. Now that we have Dog Mom slayed and laid on our lid, I'm gonna be taking the shade 2, which is right here. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. You guys can see like how the light's hitting that is so freaking stunning. And then I'm going to take the shade Welcome. So this is just like a standard kind of like shimmery silver shade. And then I am going to put that right here. The last step for my lid that I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking the shade Wand Noise, and this is the same color that we used right here. Go to town and like pack that on the outer corner of my eye, and then just like kind of blend it towards this shade Dog Mom. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and I popped on some lashes and did my lips off camera, but we are back. This is the completed look. I am living for how this look turned out. It's like this watermelon dream fantasy happening all over my eyes. It's like you just took a watermelon like right on my eye. But I feel like it's been a second since I played with color, so I'm really happy that this kind of reintroduced me to color. So before we dive into everything, y'all, I forgot to set my damn face. We are going to try out the new Morphe and Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist, and this is in the Starberry scent. You guys, I live for their regular like OG setting spray. I think it's so beautiful. If I'm remembering correctly, they said this was more hydrating, so it's gonna give you kind of that more like skin-like finish. So we're gonna take her for a spin and see what happens. Oh, babe, you cannot tell me that doesn't smell so good. Why is it? I don't know if the mister's broken. Damn. I think this mister's broken. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but when you spray it, it goes this way and it doesn't go out. So when I'm spraying it, it doesn't even hit my face. Let's just try this. Yeah, I'm not using this. I'm gonna try to show you guys kind of a side-by-side comparison on the two. So right here we have the original. When you spray this one, it almost goes in more of like a circle and it's more cohesive. And then this one, when you spray it, it just like, I hope the camera can pick up on it, but this one is just like shooting in different directions. So we aren't gonna use this one unfortunately today because it's not spraying my face evenly. So I guess for today, we are just going to be using the OG Morphe setting spray because y'all, this one was just like a geyser in one direction. Time to set. Ooh. That is it. I want to share my final thoughts with you guys. I'm really, really liking this collection, you guys. I think from A, B to C, everything is just beautiful. It's very cohesive. Everything makes sense. And I like how there's color in the palette because, you know, Jeffree as a person, I feel like he's not afraid of color. And, you know, I enjoy that because I like playing with color. So when influencers collab with brands and they really put themselves into the palette and they really, you know, put their true colors into, you know, what they're creating, you know, it reflects when you get the final product. And, you know, this is something that I really like about that palette because when I open this palette, I definitely see him. And I also see Morphe in this palette. So the two combined in one collaboration, like, hands down 100%, like they nailed it. I would highly recommend this palette to anybody because you do get your pops of color, you have your neutrals in there if you want kind of more of an everyday vibe, and then shimmers for, you know, day and night, honestly. I'm definitely going to be creating more looks with this, so make sure you guys are keeping up to date on my Instagram because I definitely will be sharing some more looks using this palette in the future. And also, as far as the brushes go, honestly you guys, I am going to be using these when I do my makeup just in general because these brushes are amazing. I love Morphe brushes. The price point is amazing. The quality of the brushes are amazing. I know I did have one hiccup in one of the brushes where the hairs were kind of like going in all different directions. And this is a perfect example that, you know, not everything is going to be perfect. Like even for me as an influencer who is getting PR, not everything is perfect. You know, I did have one wonky brush and the mister on my setting spray doesn't quite work, but that's okay because it happens. Not everything is going to be 100% perfect, but what I do know is that the quality is there and, you know, it's not going to happen to everyone. I hope at least. But as an entire collection, 100% I do recommend this because I think you guys are really going to enjoy this, honestly. 30 shadows for $35, like hello, that is an incredible deal, especially for the quality. I know I've said that like a million times, so I really do want to keep telling you guys that the quality of Morphe shadows are just, they're good. That being said though, I would feel comfortable enough to recommend these products to you guys, especially if when you saw the announcement or the release of the palette brushes or the setting spray and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to try this out, but I don't quite know how it works or performs yet. I would say go for it. And that is it for today's video, you guys. I'm so sorry if today's video seemed a little bit rushed. I'm trying to get out the door to go to BeautyCon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. If you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, girl, what you doing? Feel free to click that subscribe button down below to become a member of this growing fam that we have over here on YouTube. I would love to have you guys. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be seeing all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.